What's up guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my top tips for beginners. This is basically what advice would I give to my past self to avoid making the mistakes that I did and to be less of a dumbass, okay? I know that a lot of you are starting out, or if you just stumble onto this video and starting out with fitness, this will help you a lot to avoid the traps that are in this community because like it or not, YouTube fitness is just ruthless, okay? They whatever you turn, whatever you go, you'll see a lot of guys trying to sell you shit. And this is basically not a yeah, it's basically a guide to help you avoid those traps and to find the good stuff, the stuff that will get you results. A little bit of like protein lore for you. I started actually training consistently in 2017. Okay, at the end of it, 2017, like November, December, around those times, and from 2017 the end to I believe 2019 beginning of 2020. I spent most of that time doing ineffective stuff that didn't get me like zero results. Okay, like zero results both in terms of muscle gain and well fat loss because it was I lost a lot of weight, but then it was hard to keep that off. I wasn't obese by any manner, but I was super fluffy, and I think it was mainly because of a lack of muscle. Okay, let me just clarify that. But yeah, I wasted 2 years of my 5 years, 5 year journey, and a little bit more because I spent a lot of time doing just ineffective bodyweight workouts because I was still trying to figure stuff out. Um, but yeah, basically, I wasted a lot of time because I fell for a lot of memes. Okay, a lot of like stupid shit in general, marketing. Um, like I was 16, I was 15, sorry, and because I'm 19 now, and I remember like thinking, oh yeah, I'm so smart, I'm not going to fall for any shit. I'm going to optimize my training to the point that I get fucking jacked. I will look like insert bodybuilder name here, okay? I'm going to look like that person or that guy from YouTube because or even better because I'm going to optimize my training to the point that I become like a pro bodybuilder or something like that, you know. And I was on a quest. I was on a quest for looking for perfection, basically. And I made many mistakes because, again, when you're 16, 15, you're 17 even, and a lot of people even 18, 19, and even 20s. Um, you think you're so smart and that you have everything figured out and that you're so much better than the other people and everyone else is dumb and you're smart, and then you end up falling for the dumbest shit ever. Okay. So yeah, this is basically to tell you, hey, you're not that smart, you're a piece of shit. Listen to what I have to say, so you avoid what I fell for, and you will become less of a piece of shit. Okay. So yeah, let's get started. The first one is going to be stop overcomplicating your training. Here we have a prime example. Bench press is so bad for chest. You need to do cable flies instead from a guy that can do bodyweight push-ups. Um, Basically, you'll see a lot in mainly in the scientific community that a lot of exercise get demonized. Okay, a lot of exercise get the like attacked, mainly the compounds. I don't know why. Well, I know, and I'm going to explain to you, but yeah, let's pretend I don't know. They mainly attack the compound movements and especially time-tested movements like the pull-up, the bench press. Oh yeah, the pull-up is so bad it won't develop your lats. Or oh my god, inverted rows are so terrible for you. And the deadlift, oh my god, such a bad bodybuilding exercise. The squat, it will hurt your knees and destroy your lower back and stuff like that, you know. Or you hear saying like, oh yeah, it's ineffective in terms of biomechanics, or EMG data shows that blah blah blah, you know. Um, you'll see a lot of that, and it's usually just DLs. Like I was one myself. Usually that community is full of people that don't have gains and don't want to put in hard work, so they look like shit, like utter shit. Like I looked like shit back then, and because they don't have anything to show for, they have to show in intellect. Okay, they have to use complicated terms and they have to use word salads to show you how smart they are and how much research they make. And in their head, yeah, and also in my head back in the day, you feel like, oh yeah, I worked so hard researching, I still haven't figured things out, but look how smart I am, you know. And one important lesson is that usually the smartest people are the ones that use the simplest terms, because They understand that the topic is so complex that they have to simplify things down to communicate them. And usually, when people use super complicated terms and scientific terms and buzzwords, is to get you to buy something. Okay, you'll see this a lot in the fitness community. People using science based and using the real names of the muscles. Like latimus dorsi. Um, yeah, you get the point, right? They'll use a lot of like buzzwords to get you to buy stuff, and you have to avoid that. Also, they focus on small stuff like stupid stuff, like again, oh yeah, you can't abduct a humerus, so you won't get as much of a squeeze on the bench press, so you have to avoid it and do cable flies, or yeah, you can't, your arm path is not optimal for lat development or for biceps development, and they focus on small things to like reject exercises that have been shown that they are effective. And what it ends up happening is that a lot of people that get into this side of YouTube fitness focus so much on the small things that uh, they forget the rest of the rest. They forget to do the main thing, which is progressive overload. They forget to do things with better technique. They forget to program because they think that if they do the perfect exercise, everything's going to be fine. And if they do the magical like rep number and they do drop sets and they do this advanced technique and they periodize and blah blah blah, at the end of the day, what really matters is picking not the perfect exercise, but a set of good enough exercises for that specific muscle group. Mainly compounds, but also add some isolations, especially for your arms and your shoulders, for example. And then get better at them, okay? Find a volume that feels comfortable for you, okay? And then progress at that specific volume. Add reps, add weight, add range of motion, do it with better technique, add pauses, add isometrics, do that kind of stuff. Don't focus on small things, focus on the big picture. Over time, you'll see that you'll find results, okay, instead of focusing on small shit. And there will come a time where you'll have to focus on small shit, but it's going to be way in the future. If you're a beginner now, okay, most things work unless you're doing Ryan Humston workouts. Most things work, okay. So don't waste your time on overcomplicated stuff and word salads. Just focus on pick exercise that targets the muscle. Do that exercise, get better at it, and that's it. Monkey lift heavy rock, monkey get bigger. That I think that's a term you can understand. Then we move on to tip number two, which is related to the overall concept, which is stop buying like crap in general. Like stop buying supplements, stop buying fat burners and pre-workouts and blah blah blah. Like most people that buy supplements, again, like as you have in this example, you'll see that they don't have like they're focusing on minutia. They're focusing on the small stuff instead of focusing on the big things, the big three of training, which is sleep, diet, and training, especially training. Okay, supplements have their place, especially vitamin D, omega 3s, protein powder, creatine, and vitamin B12 if you're vegan, because they provide micronutrients in the case of the vitamins and the omegas. And they provide creatine has been shown to be effective, and protein powder. Again, it can be convenient to get enough protein, which I'm not against protein powder, but I do see it as unnecessary. You can get enough protein with just eggs and meat, and even like if you're vegan, like with like soy and lentils and beans, you don't need that much protein, just 1 gram or even less per pound of body weight. But in general, like those supplements are really good. But except those that are mentioned right there in the thing, uh, the other supplements have like minimal effects. You'll see people buying Turk Builder. You'll see people buying I don't know, like test boosters, fat burners, and stuff like that. When like they don't really work like that much. Like even if they did work, like most of it, like the recent scandal with testosterone. Okay, well the recent no, it has been for a while, but you know what I mean. Like um, for a while now, like people have been debating like the if testosterone works or not. It doesn't matter if it works. If it works minimally, and it's too expensive. You're wasting your money if you're buying. testosterone or fat burners or test boosters in general, in my opinion. And on top of that, testosterone had like it was bunk. Like you got sold, not you didn't even get sold what you were thinking you were getting sold. So yeah, don't buy supplements. Okay, money can get you gains, effort and consistency will. That's a thing that you will see a lot is that people tend to deceive themselves in whatever way they can to avoid responsibility and hard work. When in reality, responsibility and hard work and consistency is what will get you results in everything. It will get you 99% of the results. Okay. So you'll see people that buy a lot of supplements. Usually, their life is in like yeah, it's fucking shit. Okay, they sleep 5 hours a night. They eat like shit. They eat pasta only. They don't get any vitamins, any micronutrients. Um, and then they go and buy fucking Sigma Builder for real Giga Chats. So yeah, in like TLDR, um, fucking get your life together. Start doing the basics, the big three again: training, recovery, and diet, and then focus. Maybe if you're like a pro athlete, or maybe if you really want that edge over the competition, you can and you have the money to afford it, buy the supplements. But save your money as much as you can. Okay, you can invest that money in a home gym. Again, you can buy. I think it's really necessary that people get a home gym. That's why I promote ring training, because it's cheap and efficient uh regarding price. So yeah, fucking save that money, buy barbells, buy rings, buy a pull-up bar, buy gym clothing if you want, but don't fucking waste it on stuff like that. You're only like the only one that benefits is the guy that is selling that shit to you. And they usually use, again, like you see in the PowerPoint presentation, you have FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Um, which you're like, oh, maybe Turkesterone works, maybe it will give me the results that I so much look for. It won't. Okay, just stop deceiving yourself. It won't. You will just look like an idiot with less money at the end of the month. Okay, you won't look any better. If you don't fix your training, if you don't fix your diet, if you don't fix your fucking sleep schedule, you're still gonna look like shit. Okay, so focus on that. Money can get you gains. Okay, money can get you any type of gains, any appreciable amount of gains. So just stick to the basics and bite the bullet. Do the hard thing. It's what it's supposed. That's why we are not. Everyone's not a fucking pro bodybuilder, because it's supposed to be hard. Okay. Went on a rant right there, but yeah, let's go into the next tip. I command you to bulk. Okay. Um, the main gaining meme, basically, it's it's what it says. It's a meme. Okay, I do think that main gaining can work if you're a high body fat like I am right now, like I'm 20-25%. You capped, let's say you capped your bulk, and you have a lot of excess energy you can use to build muscle. I can see maintaining that way. Okay, you can like build muscle if you're a high body fat percentage. Um, but if you're lower than 20%, if you're like 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, depending on how far you are from 20% body fat, the surplus will be either lower or higher. But in general, if you're under 20% body fat, bulk. Okay, bulk is the way to go. You need energy to build muscle. Okay, um, but my abs, right? I'm going to lose my abs, said the skinny dweeb. Um, basically, abs are a muscle. Okay, if you wanted to show your biceps, you would do bicep curls. You would grow your biceps in general, right? You wouldn't care about how lean they look. Okay, you wouldn't cut down to reveal your biceps. You would train your biceps so they pop out regardless of body fat. Well, that is what you're supposed to do with abs. Train them. Um, then you can always cut and recomp later. I don't tell you to bulk forever. Okay, you can lose fat later and reveal the striations, the fibers of the muscle. And on top of that, like, fat loss is easier and it's even faster than muscle gain. Muscle gain takes you years, but fat loss can happen in a couple of months. Okay, you can lose a lot of fat in 2 months. Okay, especially if you're aggressive. And even if you couldn't, okay, let's say you're stuck in 20% body fat for the rest of your life, you look 10 times better than being a twink with abs. Okay, for so yeah, just forget about looking like super lean and then trying to show all the striations when you don't even have like muscles. You're wearing extra small t-shirts and they're loose. Okay, fucking buy, fucking train hard, fucking bulk. Okay, eat. Stop like with the minutia bullshit. The main thing is eating enough, training enough, and sleeping enough. Okay, so yeah, you'll see this in the biggest naturals again. You're not any different from them. You have average genetics. They have average genetics. Maybe above average if you want to be like super like the fittest, but you still can get a great physique. And what you have to do is bulk and stop messing around. Okay, you won't be building muscle while being lean at the same time feeling good and at the same time natural. Okay, it won't happen. And you don't have to stuff your face because that's a straw man that G-Shred likes to use. Okay, you will get fucking fat. You won't get fat, man. Like, stop with the body dysmorphia again. Yeah, you will look amazing in the eyes of other people. You will look really good. You will look better in clothes. You will feel better. You will have more energy, and on top of that, you will build more muscle that will make you look leaner at the same body fat. So the fuck are you doing, man? Just start bulking. 200 to 400 calorie surplus is enough. And I'm not telling you to go to McDonald's and stuff your face with Big Macs, okay, or and with ice cream. I'm telling you, eat healthy overall. Have a little bit of like treats if you want to. Like I don't know, maybe you want a chocolate bar or maybe you want to eat a Rice Krispie. There's no issue with that. But stick to mostly healthy foods and eat in a small surplus, but a significant surplus, like a small but significant surplus that will allow you to build muscle over time and stop with trying to be lean and jacked at the same time and natural. Okay, and we move on to the next tip, which is there is no magical diets. I learned this the bad way. Okay, you'll see a lot in the fitness community. There's this emphasis on diet and how diet's so important. When in actuality, I believe that diet is like the last thing you should worry about. Just worry about training hard, sleeping enough, and then you can worry about your diet. So in the big three, diet is the least important one. And what I think that this overemphasis on diet causes is people being so like picky with food. Okay, it's basically an eating disorder. I did a keto diet for a long time, OMAD keto, and I added fasting every now and then. And you're very pedantic with food. You're like a fucking child that doesn't want to eat their vegetables, so you do a carnivore diet, you know. Or you get the anabolic dieters, you know, like oh yeah, I'm going to do a $500 ice cream, you know, but it's high in protein though. It's low on fat though. Fucking you're you're idiots if you think that just because something is low calorie that it's healthy, okay? Or because something is high protein it's healthy. Um, it's dumb, okay? The anabolic frankenfoods are expensive, low in nutrients, and cause sweet dependence because you're consuming a high amount of sucralose of like sugar alcohols and stuff like that, and you end up going for yeah like your sensitivity to like sweet stuff goes like through the roof. You can't like taste anything. Okay, it just disappears. You will eat an apple and be like, why is this salty? You know, like it will taste like cardboard. So avoid eating those type of over processed foods, both high and low in calories, because again when you eat actual healthy food, it will taste like cardboard. If you stick to mainly healthy foods, you will like prefer them. Okay, yeah, you will taste them. It will be nice. So stop like trying to eat like a kid and start eating like a proper human. Okay, vegetable, legumes, fruits, meats, eggs, dairy, and obviously you can add some treats. Again, the 80-20 rule. Uh, and on top of that, you'll see the same that happens with supplements where they think that this is the key to bring you gains and it's another way of deceiving yourself of putting in the hard work, which is saying this food is bad, this is a superfood, eat this, don't eat that. There's no perfect diet. Okay, stop being dogmatic. Okay, in general, diet is as long as of course micronutrients, protein, calories, and fat content is like all those requirements are satisfied. There's really not much of a difference between one diet and another. Maybe you will benefit from higher carbs, okay? Because carbs, again, it's for high intensity exercises. But in general, they will produce almost the same results. So follow the diet that is overall healthy and that you can stick to forever. Find your staple foods, like don't eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. Find maybe you like eggs more. Maybe you like red meat and fish instead of chicken. Or maybe you like pork. Maybe you like, maybe you're vegan, right? Um, but in general, find your staples, your dishes that you like, and you can eat over and over again, and get a rotation. The same way you have an exercise rotation, have a meal rotation, and eat a overall healthy again, and you can add a couple of treats right in there. Don't start um, and also, don't worry about adding protein to everything. Not everything has to have protein. Just relax. You don't need to add protein powder to your apple. Okay, so that's for you to know. Okay, you don't have to add protein powder to anything. And again, follow the diet that is best for you in terms of enjoyment. Your genetics in terms of maybe you have higher risk of I don't know, prostate cancer, so you won't drink milk. Okay, it's a very individual thing, and there's no perfect diet for everybody. So yeah, keep that in mind. Do your research, but don't be overly pedantic. Take into account your enjoyment factors, your activity level, etc., etc. Um, then the last tip, I think, no, I think there's one tip more. I can't remember exactly, but the next tip is going to be pick the right idols. Okay, I'm not against having role models. I think that having role models is part of like human nature. We want to have someone we look up to. We want someone that inspires us to be better, and I'm not against that. The issue is with the current landscape in which most people follow other people that are just bad bad role models in general, and they're just salesmen that wants to get your money. That's the current marketing strategy. Get you to there's an interesting book about that. I can remember the name. I think it was Marketing 4.0, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically now companies and businessmen in general, what they want you to do is to create a cult around the brand, and for you to worship the brand, so they can put out as much shitty products as they can, and you will still defend them and still buy from them no matter what. And this happens too with YouTubers, okay, with Greg Doucette again. With yeah, I'm sorry, but Jeremy Ethier too. He did it. Well, Ryan Hoonstone, B Shred, Athlete X, stuff, guys like that. That one, maybe Will Tennyson. I'm very iffy on that one. Um, but yeah, in general, you want to follow and basically, yeah, you want to follow people and to be mentored by people that promote critical thinking. Okay, you have a list on what to look for, what to avoid, um, because it's going to affect how you view things. Okay, um, when you trust somebody, you're like, okay, you pass the filter. I'm going to take your word for what you say, and I'm going to take it as as a way that you're meaning well for me, that you don't have an agenda behind that is pushing this information onto me. So I'm going to trust it and I'm going to try it out. Um, and when you do that, it can be really you're in a vulnerable position. Okay, so if you follow a guy that wants to sell you stuff, basically you lower your guard down and then they stick in the supplement. Okay, it's like, yeah, trust me, bro, trust me, here you have a supplement, fucking buy it. And you're like, okay, I trust you. You're like, yeah, give me your money. And once you give them your money, you're fucked. Okay. um, so yeah, basically look for YouTubers that again fight against steroid usage, that they promote natural bodybuilding, that they're not dogmatic, that they have good free information. That's really important because you will see a lot. Especially, I have been in the self-improvement community too, and they're usually like, oh yeah, want to know the secret to I don't know, improving your life? Check the link in the description. I have a course that with 10% off because you're watching this video and use this code and blah blah blah. Usually, people that don't care about money give good free information, and what they sell is how to apply said information. But they don't put information behind the paywall. Okay, you have to look out for that, and also avoid guys that try to make shit content or content that is not informative, because you're just wasting your time and you're investing your time into someone that isn't providing anything for you and is just benefiting from you. And because you're investing your time onto them, you rationalize and you're like, oh yeah, I'm following this guy because he's such a good guy, you know. And next thing you're buying Turkesterone from Jesse West James, I think he's called. So yeah, also you have to avoid guys that like black pill you, that they demotivate you. They, oh yeah, you don't have the right genetics, you'll look like shit, you know. Find guys that tell you, hey, you might not have the best genetics in the world, but you can achieve a lot just putting the hard work. Look for those type of people, because even even if the black pillars would right, it wouldn't make any fucking sense to follow the black pill. I don't know if you get me. So yeah, you're limit. Find guys that don't limit yourself, that promote your growth. Okay, don't look for guys that like keep you stagnant, or guys that even make you regress and make you feel bad about yourself. Look for guys that inspire you, that motivate you, that tells you the actual truth and are unbiased. That's my general advice, uh, because usually you try to either consciously or unconsciously you try to imitate what you see. So if you have a lot of like you watch a lot of like bad role models, you'll end up imitating them and end up being a shitty person in general. And on top of that, you won't get any results. So yeah, pick the right items. And yeah, tip six, spit the black pill, the rant that I went previously. Stop worrying about what you can control, focus on what you can improve. Just by, yeah, like, just by putting in the work, you will have an advantage over like 99% of people. Add consistency and hard work to that, and you will be easily be 10 times better than your average guy. It's amazing how people put excuses nowadays. They are so lazy. They like to throw their responsibility to the garbage or to give it to somebody else. They don't want it. And whenever you do something that has merit or that is hard to achieve, they will blame it either on the environment, or on people that have been with you, or on luck. They won't they can't compute the fact that you put in the effort and got what you deserve after a lot of effort. Um, and whenever you do that, again, they will say, "Oh, you have good genetics," or you're taking steroids, or I don't know. Maybe they will say something like, "You had the right gym equipment," or "You have a toxin-free environment," and stuff like that. They will find an excuse to justify their lack of work. And in in my opinion, okay, constantly like being sorry for yourself, self pity, for me at least, is a very like pathetic way of viewing the world. At least for me, it comes from insecurity and also wanting attention, especially on teenagers. You'll see a lot of teenagers being like, "Oh yeah, I have depression. I'm a nihilist. I I see the world different. I'm outside the matrix, you know." And they're just looking for attention. They're just like everybody else, but they want to be like this deep and quirky guy. Stop with that. Stop with the act. Nobody believes you. You just look like a depressed clown. Okay, just fucking get your chin up, get your ass off the couch, and start putting in the work in whatever you want. And it goes far outside fitness. It goes for anything in life. Okay. So in general, pick the black pill. Okay, doesn't matter where you start. What it matters is where you end. Okay, the road you travel is what matters. And these are a couple of extra tips that I wanted to add that I think are not that important, but in general, you should know too. Avoid pre-workout. It's too expensive. It's unnecessary, and it perhaps even damages you. That it's even damaging because of all the shit that it has and the high concentration of caffeine. Um, you would basically yeah, you will basically not be able to sleep at night, especially if you work out closer to bedtime. If you work out in the morning, it's still bad, but not as much. I would recommend going with coffee, which is not as concentrated on caffeine. And even better, you can go with tea, which is really low in caffeine and it has a lot of health benefits and it's a good replacement. And you will sleep better. You will get a lot of more gains. And again, pre-workout, in my opinion, is just dumb. It's what influencers sell, and people buy because it's the pre-workout that my influencer takes, right? So yeah, don't be dumb. Go with coffee. It's cheaper, and gets basically the same effect, and at the same time doesn't keep you up at night if you don't take it too close to bedtime. If you struggle with being consistent, start with short and frequent workouts, 5 to 25 minutes in duration, and do them as frequently as you can to create the neural adaptations that will make working out a habit. In the future, you may be able to increase the what you're doing. But if you struggle with being consistent, the best thing you can do is make it as easy as you can to get into the gym and to get a workout in. Okay, get a pull-up bar at home, and just 5 minutes a day, just do pull-ups and push-ups, superset it, and then you go back to doing whatever. Go jerk off if you want to, but get that fucking workout in. Okay, that's a trick that I apply to most of my habits: meditating, reading. I went from reading one book to reading basically throughout the whole day in just a couple of months by doing it as frequently as I can and in short bursts. So yeah, give that a try. Don't let your social circle deviate you from your fitness journey. Again, a lot of people today are hedonistic. They don't like hard work. They will try to discourage you. It's like that analogy, the crab bucket, where a crab tries to get out of the bucket, but the other crabs pull it down. Well, it's the same here. Your social circle, especially your family, will try to put you down, and what you have to do is resist that. It's extra. It's a challenge. Okay, it's only bad if you are not up to it. So be strong, be resilient, and keep pushing. Eventually, they will ask you for fitness advice. You'll see. The next one is avoid personal trainers at all costs. Okay, there's not much to say here. I don't like personal trainers or gym staff. They're usually, again, some random dude that did a 6 month course and they can barely train themselves. So why should they tell you how to train? It's pretty dumb. And also, you have to learn to do things yourself. Okay, no, don't buy training plans, don't buy diet plans, don't buy nutrition books, buy training books. Okay, buy read training articles in general if you want to. Experiment yourself, get into the gym yourself and experiment, see what works, what doesn't. Learn to do things by yourself and to improve yourself by yourself, because if you depend on somebody else giving you the answers, you're never truly free, and you limit yourself by the other person's knowledge. As far as you know, the other person could know as much as you know, and you're limiting yourself because you're following someone else's orders. Okay, so again, do things yourself. Save the money for home gym stuff or for actual information. Okay. And the last thing, this is a tip that I want to give you, and it's really important. If it looks fancy, if it looks glamorous, if it looks like badass or something like that, it's probably not the answer. Okay, it's probably the opposite. What's boring, what's been repeated over and over and over, but it's usually spewed, the conventional knowledge in the community. It's actually what is the truth. If someone is trying to reinvent the wheel, it's probably bullshit. Okay, be a late adopter of those things, both for supplements and for training. If you see that the new meta is to do, I don't know, squats on a Bosu ball while juggling, I don't know, fucking medicine balls, um, stop. Don't do that. Wait a couple of months. If it's still going, maybe give it a try and see if it works or not. But in general, what it's most marketable is not always what works. In most cases, the opposite. Okay. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or want to give me your feedback, again, comment below and tell me what you think. I'll be responding to the comments and hearing what you have to say. If you want to see any future topics on other, if you want to see other topics in a future video, that's what I wanted to say. Please tell me, and yeah, I'm always here for you guys. If you want to know my opinion on something, just tell me. So yeah, see you guys.